If you're watching this video, like and subscribe to Just the Chords for access to all of our chord tutorials and chord library videos. In today's video, we're going to be talking about common chord symbols you might see, like 5 or 7 or sus or a 2 or a slash with the chord or a MAG7. We're going to be talking about all of those in 3 common major keys today to give you examples in the key of C, G, and B flat. Let's get to it. Starting off in C major, let's get our main root triad down. C, E, G. That's our C major, triad, and chord. If it was a C5, we would just be playing C and G, nothing in between. C, G for the C5, sometimes called a power chord. If it's a C sus chord, a C suspension, sometimes called a C4 chord, we're going to take out that third, raise it up a half step. So we'll spell this C, F, G. We're suspending that third up to the fourth for a C suspension or a C4. If we were to see a C2, they want us to add the second note here up from C onto our C major chord. We'll spell it C, D, E, G. If it's a C7, let's get back to our main C chord, C, E, G, and then we're going to add the 7th note up from C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a B flat in this key. C, E, G, B flat. We want that to be a whole step away from the root where it would start an octave up again. C7. Jazzy chords with the 7. If we see a major 7, we're going to add just a half step up further than we were, a B natural. When we see maj 7, we want it to be a major 7th up from that C, and so it's going to be just a half step away from the root note itself. C, E, G, B, C major 7. And lastly, if it's C slash anything, we're going to make that last letter the root under our C chord. So if I were to have a C major chord, slash E, I want that E in the bottom. A C slash G, G in the bottom. A C slash B, a B in the bottom. Give some crunch. Could be anything. Let's revisit these common chord symbols in the key of G. Let's find a G major, G, B, D. And once again, if they want just a G5, we're going to play a G and a D, the 1 and the 5 of that scale and that chord. G5, G and D. In G, if it's a G suspension, remember we're going to take that third, that middle note, and move it up just a half step. So we'll have this spelled G, C, D. Leaves us wanting more, and we move that third note up for a G2. We're going to add this second note down here, G, A, to the B and the D. Very nice. For a G7, we're going to add the 7th note up from G, that's the F. Spell it G, B, D, F. If it's a G major 7, take that F, that 7th note up just a half step to an F sharp, and give me a G, B, D, F sharp. G major 7, just a half step away from the root note. Speaking of roots, if we see a G slash anything, remember it's going to be the G chord with the letter after that slash in the root. So here's a G over D. Here's a G over A. Crunchy. Here's a G over B. One last time if you need it, let's revisit these common chord symbols in a key called B flat. Another very common key. Find some flat notes on here. B flat, D, F. That's where we're starting for the home triad of B flat. B flat 5, what's it gonna be? Just B flat and F, nothing in between. That's our B flat 5 power chord. For a B flat suspension, we're gonna take that third note, that middle note, up a half step. We're gonna spell this B flat, F. That's our B flat sus, B flat 4 sometimes it's called. To add a second, if it's a B flat 2, we're gonna add the second note up from B flat, this C, to our other three notes. So we'll spell it B flat, C, D, F, all at once. Fun, mysterious, colorful chord. If it's a B flat 7, we're gonna add the seventh note up from B flat, which is our A flat in this key. So spell it B flat, D, F, A flat for a B flat 7. Remember, if it's a B flat major 7, let's take that A flat up just a half step and make it bump right up to that B flat by just a half step. So we'll have B flat, D, F, A natural. That's our B flat major 7. And lastly, for a B flat chord with a slash root, it could be anything. B flat over F, B flat over C, B flat over D. Review any of this material if you need to, and thanks so much for watching. Play on.